Good morning.
Santa Barbara Teen Sports listeners, I'm your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. Good morning, Teen Sports Radio listeners. This is Erica, the Queen of Teen, and you've landed on Teen Sports Radio. Here, what we do every week is talk about effort, discipline, mindset, character, the things that matter on the field for today's teen athletes. Okay, it also matters in the classroom and everywhere else in between. Whether you're a teen athlete chasing a dream, a parent supporting from the sidelines, or coaches shaping the generation, you're in the right place. We've got a great show lined up today. We got a featured guest, Bill Pintard, 10-time champion, Santa Barbara Foresters. He's waiting in the waiting room. We've got Don Sanders is in the house. Emily Richardson is going to be joining us later. Dominique Hackett is here. Don, how you doing today? You excited to talk about and with Bill because you're a Forester fan?
Yes, I am. And people don't realize what a kind of a magic, you ever watch Robert Redford and The Natural, that kind of magic, man, that happens over there. Modest little field, but just blocks from the beach. And, it's no small town baseball team. These guys are good. These guys just happen to be playing at in your local neighborhood. They are really, really good.
Nice. Dominique, you're a big baseball fan. You used to do the scores.
Yeah, I did. My father followed the Dodgers when they were the Brooklyn Dodgers. We have baseballs that are signed by many, many famous players, including Yogi Bear. And yeah, so I used to go to the Dodger games with my dad and keep score.
Nice. And I don't know if this is premature, but I know Dr. D and Bill have been talking again. Are you talking? Are you talking to Bill? You never know what's going to come out of that.
That's true. And we are talking.
Woo! We're talking.
That's right.
That's it. KZSB is always housed. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're exchanging recipes is what we're doing.
Okay. I got you. To be announced later.
You got it.
All right. So listen, we've got a lot of show today. We've got Bill in the house. I want to give him, he's a featured guy. So let's go to a break. We'll be back with more. Bill Pintard right after these messages. We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single
Tuesday at 9 a.m. This is Erica, the host of Teen Sports Radio. In the house, Bill Pintard. Bill, so I'm just talking about legacy in mind, and my two kids were a part of this. The thousands of kids that the Foresters has inspired, the legacy that you have created, the championships that you brought home to Santa Barbara. And now, February 1st, you've got your Hall of Fame dinner. It's happening. Tell us where, when, and how the community can be a part of this special night.
Well, thank you, Erica. This on Sunday, February 1st at 4:00 p.m. at Cabrillo Pavilion. We're going to have our annual Hall of Fame induction ceremony and dinner and conversation and laughs and jokes and talk baseball.
Fantastic. So the doors are going to be open, and do you know what the prices are going to be at?
It's $75 for adults, $25 for kids. We have tables available at $600 per table. We have some great auction items. We have an Aaron Judge signed jersey, Mike Trout. We got Dodger tickets, Dodger spring training package. Got a lot of good stuff.
And who? Not to play I Got a Secret, but who are you going to be including in the Hall of Fame this year?
We're going to induct Jace Young. Jace played for us in 2020 in the COVID year on what's been called probably the greatest team that's ever played in the National Baseball Congress World Series. He was a first-round pick by the Detroit Tigers 3 years ago. He played second base for us on the Foresters. And now he's in AAA. He has been called up to the big leagues for a short period of time, and he'll be invited to spring training for the Detroit Tigers. And he's just a great kid, a lot of fun, He's a Hall of Fame guy too, and he's the first one that he's going in. And then the shortstop on the 2020 team was also a first round pick out of UCLA. He was the shortstop for the Bruins, and then he played shortstop for us. He is currently the starting second baseman for the Cincinnati Reds, which has two other Forresters on their major league team. And he's really a special player. His first at bat for the Foresters, he hit a home run. His first at bat in the NBC, the National Baseball Congress playoffs that year, he hit a home run in his first at bat.
Wow.
And his first at bat in professional baseball, he hit a home run.
Holy cow.
So he is great. And
are we auctioning off those 3 bats?
Pardon me?
Are we auctioning off those 3 bats?
That might be a good idea.
I know.
And we are going to auction off his jersey. He's bringing that. And then the last one is a gentleman that has been dedicated to us for over 20 years. And he's seen more players, except for me, than anybody in our organization. And that's Dr. Chris Proctor. He's our team orthopedic doctor. And he was dedicated to us and for a lot of places, a lot of things. And he would come to our field, make sure our guys, if they're barking, he'd get them in to look at them, diagnose them. He did my surgery. I had 2 shoulder replacements. He did those. He went to Cuba with us on our trips to Cuba. He brought his sons, and he's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful physician, and he's a wonderful guy. And he did get dedicated over 20 years of his life to the well-being of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Don Sanders is in the house. Don, what are you doing? You have time to go to the Hall of Fame dinner?
Well, I was just recalling that the time my wife and I got to go see a Foresters game, that was very, very fun. I mean, just the excitement and the enthusiasm they play with, and that, we can't touch Dodger Stadium anymore since they remodeled, and it costs so much, and you get a nosebleed sitting up there so high, but it's so nice to be up close and personal and see really good baseball.
Nice. See
well,
that?
Thanks, Don.
Fans. You got fans here, Bill.
I'm glad you enjoyed it because we've had 74 players get to the big leagues that have played here in Santa Barbara. Wow. Last year during the season, we had 23 playing in the big leagues last year. So I still read the newspaper. So I'd get the newspaper and I'd look up the box scores every day to see how our guys did.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a thrill. I mean, for $7, you can come watch future major leaguers, Yeah,
I think the day we came, you guys got behind and you mounted a big old comeback and you ended up coming back and winning. It was very exciting.
Yeah, we like to do that.
That's why he's got 10 championships, Bill? That's the magic sauce right there.
Well, we've been fortunate to get really good coaches. We got a really good operations manager. Christina Songers. She's been with us probably 15 years. My coaches have been with me for 10 and 12 years. And so I'm really fortunate. I got a good support system behind me.
Beautiful. Oh, we're so blessed to have you. I mean, this town doesn't realize really what it has sometimes. And
I think you're right. We get more acclaim we do in Wichita, Kansas, to tell you the truth. Because we go there every year and play in the tournament. I think more and more people are realizing what we're doing. We're so lucky to be able to play at Santa Barbara High School. Kind of has a Cape Cod feel to it. The Cape Cod, which is a very famous league, it's the granddaddy of them all leagues. It's the longest league in the United States that's been playing for a long time. But they all play at high school fields too. If we could just dress up Pershing a little bit that's our city ballpark, and if we could dress that up, we would have a wonderful place to play. But it could be a crown jewel of Santa Barbara. I mean, it's right down there, half a block from the beach, and
it would clean up that area down there. I remember when you were playing down there, Bill. There's a lot of things that improved, and I think the police force would agree with me and you. And you've said this in the past, where when you're making the jewel, it's good for everybody.
Well, it's still a dream. So we play at Santa Barbara High School, and the field is, right next to Santa Barbara UCSB. The coach Steve Shuck takes care of that field like it's Dodger Stadium. The infield is pristine. The pitching mound's pristine. The green grass in the outfield. It's fenced now. And some famous players play there. Nobody will remember Eddie Matthews. But Eddie Matthews, number 41 of the Milwaukee Braves, he's in the Hall of Fame. He was a great player in the 50s and the 60s. He played at that field. That field's called Eddie Matthews Field.
Wow, I did not know that.
And they have a big hill out in right field. And you know what they call that hill?
Pintard.
Eddie Matthews Hill, because he used to hit the balls up there. And nobody's done it since. I mean, oh yeah, he was a great player. I mean, Hall of Fame guy, Eddie Matthews Field, Santa Barbara. So we play at Eddie Matthews Field. So we play in the same field that a true legend of the game played at. So we're very fortunate. Santa Barbara High has been very great for us, and we appreciate them very much.
You want to hear something funny, Bill? This is what I've started doing, and actually it's working. So you put a glass of water. This is woo-woo, real fast, okay, before we go to break. You put a glass of water next to you. You set your intentions. You drink half of it, okay? You wake up in the next morning. You set your intentions again. You finish the rest of it. And let's just watch the magic around you happen. So if we just fill up a glass of water, everybody in Santa Barbara, and set the intention that we want to turf Pershing. Drink half the water. Get up in the morning, say we want to turf Pershing. And let's just see if in the next 90 days, if things start moving in that direction. Because astrologically speaking, because we have a big astrological thing, she's not here right now, but she says, this is the year. 2026 is the year of movement. Okay? It is it's like, knuckle down, hold on, because stuff's going to happen. It's going to fly right by you if you don't pay attention. So I'm excited. And sometimes you plant a seed, and this is like 16 years we've been together, Bill. And, things have shifted and things have happened. And, because if it comes from the heart, you've always given your 10 championships to love, and we love.
Well, I hope you're correct. We planted the seed, though, 20 years ago.
Right.
So
I'm feeling it. I just got a tingle. It's going to happen.
Okay, let's go.
I got a tingle, baby. Let's go. But listen, we've got to go. And Bill, and you're a magical being, and we appreciate and love the support and everything that you've done for this community. And we here on Teen Sports Radio will always be with you. And I just love to be in a partnership with the Forresters. Anything you need, whenever you need, we're here for you. KZSB AM 1290. And FM 96.9. Anything you need, Bill, whenever you need it, we're here for you. And hopefully, maybe, we never know, hopefully we'll hear the sound of the Forrester Magic coming through the radio this year. We'll see. We'll let that be tabled as well.
Yeah, well, the doctor and I are talking. We're trying to get this.
Talking! You're back! You're back, baby!
The doctor, we're talking about this.
Woo! All right.
I appreciate your words. I really appreciate you and Dominique's support. Don, I see him every time I come on this show, and I have a lot of gratitude for you guys, and I have a lot of gratitude anyway. Gratitude's key to life, folks.
Yeah.
We live in this beautiful town, and we need to give gratitude every day for something.
Drink that water for me. Just a little help. Okay? Little magic.
Well, I've been trying to, but I guess I got a leak in my cup.
No, it's all right. I'm gonna
well, give me some tape to tape up my cup, and I love it, Erica. Thank you. Thank you
Bill, we
very
love
much.
you. We love you. We love you. God bless you. We'll be back with more after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. Hello, Teen Sports Radio family. It's Dominique Hackett here, and I want to talk about, real quick, who really invented sports and why maybe you teens might be the one to invent the next one. So, today I want to do a little busting of sports myths. Not the my coach hates me kind. No. The history kind. Let's start with America's favorite myth, baseball. Did you know that baseball wasn't invented in 1939 by one guy, one day, one field? You've probably heard of it. The Civil War hero, Abner Doubleday, that he just woke up one day in Copperstown and invented baseball. Cute story. Totally wrong. Okay. Baseball didn't just pop into existence like video game and luck. It evolved. People were already playing bat and ball games for years, but kind of with chaotic rules, different fields, different outs. Sometimes they literally threw the ball at the runners to get them out. Can you imagine that? Oh my God, getting hit by a baseball. Okay. The real turning point actually came in 1845 when Alexander Cartwright helped to write the first real rule book for the Knickerbockers Baseball Club. Yeah, you heard that right. That's when baseball became baseball. 3 outs, 90-foot bases, and no dodgeball-style eliminations. So, why do we keep believing that Doubleday's story for so long? Well, Americans kind of love a clean, original story, right? One hero, one moment, one invention. Kind of feels good, easy to remember, fits the plaque. But real history is kind of messier, but way more interesting. So, how about basketball? Was basketball always cool? Nope. Basketball was invented in 1891. Did you know this, Erica? By James Naismith, who started it with peach baskets. Do you know what a peach basket is? Yeah,
I do.
It's a bushel.
Yeah, because we had Davies peach farms where we got our peaches, so I know exactly what a peach basket is.
There you go. It's
each
kind of
basket was $5.
It's a sort of an East Coast thing. So yes, actual baskets, no hole at the bottom. Every time someone scored, the game stopped while the guy climbed up the ladder to get the ball out. Imagine that timeout today. So basketball wasn't invented to be flashy. It was invented because kids were bored during the winter and needed something safer to do than football. Sound familiar? A problem, a solution, boom, a new sport. How about football didn't just happen? And we're talking about American football, not soccer. Yeah, so American football came from rugby, soccer, and a bunch of arguments about rules. The forward pass wasn't even legal at first. The game was so dangerous in the early 1900s that people literally died. Did you know that?
Yeah. My father said he played football. He played in the Army back in the 50s, and he said that's when helmets were optional. Right? So I'm sure he had a helmet, but all the early pictures of him playing, he just had this like leather cap, it looked like. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just for the photos. Who knows? But yeah.
So it took rule changes, innovation, and yes, teenagers playing pickup games and tweaking things until it worked. So sports don't just appear, they get built. And, well, games aren't done being invented. How about skateboarding? Yeah, that happened on accident. Snowboarding, not respected at first. Esports, still being argued about by adults who don't understand Twitch. I'm one of them. Every generation invents how it plays. So the real myth that we need to bust is, are all good sports, how do they exist? They don't just suddenly exist. That's nonsense. Somewhere out there is a kid who's bored at lunch. There's teens mixing games together. There's someone annoyed with the rules that don't make sense. And someone's thinking, why hasn't anyone fixed this yet? That's how everything gets started. You don't need permission to invent. You need curiosity and a little stubborn creativity. So, I just want you to know, baseball wasn't invented by a general, basketball wasn't invented to be cool, and football wasn't safe until people changed it. Sports come with problems, play, and imagination. So, if you're a teen who likes tinkering, designing, coding, drawing fields in a notebook, or changing rules at recess, don't just play the game. Think about a new one. This is Dominique Hackett with Santa Barbara Wellness Center.
Sweet. What do we got next? We've got Emily Yurchison right after these messages.
Ooh,
we are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Hi, this is Emily the Songbird with another episode of Teen Tones. Today, we're going to talk about the muse of the mind, using the mind to support the heart, a teen reflection. So 2 days ago, I woke up and I couldn't lift my head off the pillow without pain. I had this really heavy pain in my shoulders and my neck, and I didn't know exactly what I did. But I started to journal about it and reflect, and some interesting things came out of that reflection. So I'd like you to go on a little journey with me today, and we're going to start with the question of, do you feel things deeply? Many teens feel deeply, big emotions, fast thoughts, and constant pressure from school, sports, friendships, and social media can all show up at once. Can you relate to that? Or if you are a parent of a teen, can you remember that? If you've ever felt like your emotions were too much, you're not alone and nothing is wrong with you. Instead of trying to shut emotions down, this practice invites your mind to become a supportive partner to your heart. Your heart is where feelings, passion, and instincts live. Your mind is like a coach or teammate. It helps you understand what you're feeling and decide what to do next. When your heart and mind work together, emotions don't take over and thoughts don't spiral. You can stay present. 3 simple tools that can help with that are to name the feeling. Instead of saying, I'm anxious, try noticing anxiety. Naming that feeling can help calm it down. You can ask a question like, what do I need right now to stay okay? Keep it simple and kind. And you can do a 20-second reset where you place your hand on your chest, inhale for 4 beats and exhale for 6. And on the exhale, think, I've got this. Inhale and exhale. I've got this. Why this matters. Learning to work with your mind and heart builds confidence, creativity, and resilience. This is a skill you practice, not something you have to perfect. So, if you were going to notice right now how you're feeling, how do you feel? And if your mind could just support your heart today, how could it help you? And when you feel overwhelmed, what is one thing that can help you feel steady? And if these feelings had a color, image, or story, what would it be? Your mind can be a muse, not a bully. Your heart doesn't need fixing. It just needs support. So as a musician and as a music teacher for the last 20 years, I have experienced deep emotions, and I have used music as a vehicle, as a tool to work through the emotions. I learned early on that I can't bypass the emotions. If I don't look at them, they just come up in different ways. They come up through addiction, right? Like overeating worrying or overthinking certain things, right? Anxiety. And so when the emotions come knocking at my door, Rumi has a poem called The Guest House, right? All of these emotions are welcome, but you can decide using the mind how to welcome them. And so for me, music and in particular songwriting has been really helpful for me in that way because I could get in touch with the feeling. And sometimes I would just sit with my guitar or the piano and I would ask these questions. I would ask, how come I'm feeling this way or what's really going on? And then there would be a response that would come as I would strum a sound or I would sing a note, an affirmation would come from a deeper place within me. And so I think that's what this partnership can help is that it can still the mind in a way that the heart can come and whisper its news, those really wonderful little tidbits of wisdom that come from within you. So using sound to bridge the mind and heart, sound is one of the fastest ways to calm the nervous system and to reconnect with yourself. You don't need to be a singer or a musician to use your voice. Your voice belongs to you. I'm going to say that again. Your voice belongs to you. So here are some examples. You could do a one-breath hum. You can inhale gently through your nose and exhale as you hum softly. Any pitch that feels comfortable and let the sound vibrate in your chest or throat. One breath is enough. And if you use the sound that's the sound of the heart chakra. And you can also do it as a siren, going from the highest range to the lowest range. Right? And allow some of that emotion to come through and notice if sound helps you feel more grounded or calm. You can also, number 2, find your steady sound. Choose one sound that feels steady to you. This could be a hum, a single note, or a quiet sigh. When emotion feels intense, return to this sound as an anchor. Here is a musical reflection prompt. If my current mood were a song, it would sound like, right? And sometimes it's finding that particular song that speaks to the emotion that you have, right? You may not be able to sing it or create it yourself, but it might be a favorite song of yours that gives you a stability, right? A sense of calmness. It might be the words, it might be the certain vibration. Here's another idea. A song that helps me feel safe or strong is, right? So what helps you feel safe and strong? What is empowering? There are all sorts of songs. I was thinking of that song, the fight song. This is my fight song, Take Back My Life song, Prove I'm All Right song, right? And I don't think it's a fighting outside, but it's a fighting towards what you really want to create in your life. It takes courage. It takes power, right? Finding that power. If my voice could say one kind thing to me right now, it would say, and I think this is so key, is to find that compassionate voice inside of you. So often there's this critical voice that takes over, right? And it's not necessarily on the outside, but we hear it, right? When we're around in a certain situation, and that voice may like, you're not good enough, or, a voice that really stymies your own worth and your, the music of who you are. When I make a sound, I notice my body feels this way. So how do you feel when you make this particular sound? Or how do you feel when you talk in a certain way, right? When I'm inspired, I get really excited. Sometimes I talk really fast. But when I'm grounded, and then the inspiration comes from that. And what's kind of interesting to me is that I've gone through phases in my musical expression. And I first started with rock music, right? Like just emoting, right? Powerful emotion and, it was fast and it was electric guitar and it was, that kind of energy. And then through the years, I went through different genres, and now I'm really intrigued with classical music. And I think classical music comes more from a mind space, right? The notes, when they're put together in a very meticulous way that you have to follow, the deeper emotion can come from that. So, how might you be composed today in a classical sense, right? Jazz is more kind of improvisational in a certain way, and blues is deeper and more emotive, but can also be improvisational. So different genres can bring up different feelings in the body. Here is a thought that your voice is not about performance, it's about presence. Even the smallest sound can help your mind and heart meet in the middle. So I hope this is some food for thought in terms of, using the mind as a muse. And I hope that you have a magical and musical and miraculous day. This is Emily, the songbird, signing off and taking flight, and wishing you a wonderful day from Teen Sport Radio.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m.
For Teen Sports Radio, I'm Don Sanders. DonsMassageOhio.com, 805-236-2684. Here to bring you a hygge, a Scandinavian term for a comfy, cozy feeling akin to getting a hug without actually maybe getting the actual physical hug. And I wanted to revisit a little bit and maybe probably go off in other directions. What I talked about last time, I called it creative problem solving. But in the interim, I've had a change of heart. I think we ought to take that word problem out of there, and I think we ought to go with creative solution finding. So how does this apply to you teen athletes? Well, you're students and you're learning about life, and you're trying to get on with the sport. Last time I talked about the example of Steven Adams and how he's found his own niche in professional basketball coming from New Zealand. And as I had said that time, there's only been three basketball players, period, that have come out of New Zealand and made waves anywhere else, because it's not that big a game there. There's other sports like rugby. And so Steven managed to break through and has really paved the way for others to follow. And, the giant, the big Kiwi, is 6'11" and 265 pounds. And his father had died, and he started getting into some trouble. And a friend of the family legally became a legal guardian and hooked him up with this guy who trained him in basketball. He said, I'm going to show up for you every day at 6 a.m. And if you're not there, I'm driving on. But he did. And he worked hard. And then he got a chance to go to Pittsburgh for a couple of years. Then he made it into the NBA. And he has, in 10 plus years, never been a free agent. He has special skills that everybody wants. And so he's been on 4 teams, but they trade for him. And he has not been a free agent. He's steadily picked up and made quite a good living. And his specialty is offensive rebounds and getting second chance points for, so his team has chance at getting second chance at points. And this year, after missing a year for a knee injury, the Houston Rockets are very loaded if you follow professional basketball, and they are making a run at they traded for Kevin Durant, one of the best players ever, and they are trying to win themselves a championship. So for you teen athletes, not everybody is going to be a Bo Jackson or a Magic Johnson or, name it, the top flight athletes. And even those people were not always who they are when they got everything together. So if you're on the road and you have a dream about athletics or whether it's music or whatever, and if things don't work out, apply yourself and work hard in school. Like I've talked about how readers are leaders. You're never going to have another time in your life, teens, when you can focus so much on just studying. So study hard, play hard, at your sport, and miss out on a few parties, like don't everybody wants to, have a break and enjoy themselves, but, maybe don't do the video games so much. Maybe don't get involved in too much partying. I had a very talented son in basketball. My older son, he made varsity his freshman year at Cabrillo High, and he got partying with the older guys, and that got him into trouble. And he was a very gifted basketball player and worked hard at it. And I believe UCSB had been recruiting him. I believe he probably would have played in the pros. Several guys from UCSB are in the pros. And it just, he got too caught up in the party scene, and eventually had a bad experience and died. And so this last week, there was a memorial, a kind of a tribute to him at his old high school, because a lot of people were trying to shepherd him along his way, like the guy who runs the scoring table and the announcer. He would go for coffee with my son and talk to him and encourage him. And so that guy decided to have a tribute to Jeremy between the JV and the varsity game. And everybody got to come, the family met down there, and we all watched a little bit of the JV game, and then they had this very nice tribute and gave a plaque to Jeremy's mother, my ex-wife, and we shook hands with the varsity team before they took the floor for their game, and then we all ate together. And to conjure up the memory of my son and all be together like that was very, very nice, and a very, very nice for the thing to do. So you just want to stick to it, everybody needs a break now and then for recreation or to let their mind and body rest, but just, choose wisely your activities during the rest time. And then the rest of the time, focus on learning and studying and being the best athlete you can at that sport you chose.
Beautiful.
So from the heart. I love that so much, Don. That the trickiest thing for our teens is how to say no to some party that everybody's going to.
Right.
And wow, once you do it once, and then you realize, oh, the world revolved just fine without me, and I didn't lose any social score by not being there. In fact, I got kind of elevated because I'm the one that everyone was asking for study notes. So it's like you got to build that muscle to say no.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, hey, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you, Bill Pintard. Oh, my God, such a magic man. And honestly, he's at top of the list where I saw both of my boys' lights go on when he gave them an opportunity to shag balls for the Forresters. He let them, dress up like a little Forrester jacket. And I saw that both of my boys played in college. It's because of guys like him. Of course, his brother Dave over at Bishop helping my kids. And we started off younger than that with Mike Sanford and Pete Stathopoulos. It's just a time when you get older as a parent, especially if you're a helicopter alum like I was, you think back on all the people that helped your kid getting to where they ended up. So I really appreciate it, coaches, and all the volunteers out there. So that's a wrap. Santa Barbara, be good, do good. God bless you. And let's go Santa Barbara and let's clean up Pershing Park. Bye-bye.